Catherine. This is for you, Catherine. I'm going to put my glasses on, and I'm going to show you how I do this. I use to start these erasable colored pencils from Crayola, and I also use these other Crayola colored pencils. I just like the way they feel. And then I do all my coloring with the Triplus Fineliners. Okay, so here we go. The most stressful part of all of this is starting. I'm going to just write Catherine on here. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but I have written out Catherine, blocked it out in my erasable colored pencils, and now I'm kind of cleaning up the lines and trying to define exactly the sort of spaces between. And the good thing about this color pencil, erasable colored pencil from Crayola, is it doesn't really leave much residue, especially when I ink it over. So this is really tedious and takes some time. Like, I don't really love this R, but I'm gonna make it work. Like, look at this. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna get the R going all the way down. I'm gonna start it bending up. I'm gonna see. First I had it up here, but I think I'm gonna make it go like this, so I can, I don't know. Yeah, I think I like that little bit. That's gonna look nice. It's gonna give it like more of this curve. And I like the way this looks. It's kind of quirky. This one I don't love, so I got to figure this out. I got to make this a little thicker. So Catherine, when you get this book, you might be able to notice some of these lines. I'm going to try to erase them all, and when the ink goes on top of it, sometimes you don't notice it, but you might notice it. You know, it's good. Yeah, I can erase this. You don't want to erase too much because you start really wearing out the paper, but so if I go like this, extend it out. Maybe that gives it a little more personality. Let me see. Okay, so now what I usually do is I take a colored pencil, a regular colored pencil, and I sort of do this. What this does for me is it gives me like a path for the Triplus Fineliner. So the colored pencil is not as waxy. This is a little waxy. So I try to cover this with a colored pencil and really kind of touch up the line to give them more like a curves if they're curves, or straight if they're straight. And it's also the chalky-ness of the colored pencil. It works nicely when I put the fine liner. Okay, so I drew Catherine's name on the cover. This is the extra large. Now I have to use these Triplus Fineliners, and I have to ink Catherine's name. This is the back cover, which I'm going to get out of the way because I need to move around a lot with this. So I start with the lighter blue, and I just sort of start keeping that same sort of sketchiness that I did with my pencil, but now I do it with the marker. Look at this. I drew Catherine's book cover. It's the front cover. I still have to do the back cover. This filming thing really slows me down. I'm going to keep going. All right, so now what I have to do is I have to hatch this. I have to draw those cool little lines that I put inside the lettering. So I just kind of do it and I let it go. I let it sort of happen on its own. I pay attention to how far apart the spacing was because I want to. And look at this. I'm blocking the entire book so you can't see it, but I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and see if I can show you what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is how I do this. It's so tedious, but it's so relaxing. It's like the most relaxed. All right, so here's Catherine's front cover, which I think looks great. I hope she loves it. Now I'm going to work on the back cover. So the back cover has this little thing that says, "This sketchbook is the property of," and I'm going to write Catherine's name in there. That's the back. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it better. Look at this. So now I do stuff like this, but I put it like this, but I got to put the paper inside. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, bye. Okay, so I finished drawing out Catherine's front and back cover, and now I have to bind it. So Catherine, this is for you. This is how I do this. Watch this. I take them off the edge of the table ever so slightly, and then I take my coil and I do this. Watch this. I thread it through, and then I sit here and I go like this. Look at this. Okay, almost done. You gotta kind of flip it like this once in a while, just kind of give it a little lift. And then you get it threaded through all the way. And then I have to cut it now. I'll show you that. Okay, so now I have to cut and close the coil, I call it. I do that by doing this. I take a little piece off, I flip it up. I don't know if this is on the camera, and I go, beep, I just bend it a little bit. There's a different, more conventional way to do this, but it's not as durable in my opinion, especially with kids. I make it pretty strong, knowing that the book could get thicker. Pages taped in, and there you have it. Look at that. There's Catherine's book. Nice white blank pages. Some schmutz in there. I gotta get that out of there. And there's the back cover, and this is Catherine's book. I hope she likes it. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later.